Social media has revolutionized the way that we connect with one another across the globe.
That's right, kids. Back in my day, social media all was controlled by just a couple of old fucks.
1/3 of Amazon workers in Arizona and 1/10 of Amazon workers in Pennsylvania and Ohio relied on food stamps.
Is a good, kind person, but I'm angry that his focus on growth led him to sacrifice security and civility for clicks.
The Russians tried to do these information operations in the first place, fighting fake accounts. Our systems have detected and taken down 1.5 billion fake accounts.
A few moments later.
They're saying that they're going to roll out AI-generated characters specifically to drive up engagement on the platform.
Who's going to benefit from that explosion in technology? If you can produce twice as much with new technology, I think that's good. But you should benefit as a worker from that, not just have the CEO of the large corporation benefiting while you're thrown out on the street and replaced by a robot.
Social media has revolutionized the way that we connect with one another across the globe.
What we were hoping that had a good shot to revolutionize social media ended up revolutionizing the world.
Breaking down cultural barriers and fostering a global connection with other human beings. Sparking innovation and invention on a global scale never before witnessed in humans' history. But by now, I think we're all aware of the horrible dark sides of this digital hellscape. Corporations prioritize profit over everything, and they don't give a damn about your privacy or your data, selling it off to the highest bidder or the lowest bidder to target you with ads and allowing spying and manipulation on a level never before seen in recorded human history. Your data to them is just another business asset. The ironic part is that they are destroying their world as individuals as well. But it's all about the corporation, right? Stock go up, number go up. The corporation has become an entity within itself. If you don't do it, then someone else will. You better climb that corporate ladder or get thrown off. It's a double-edged sword. Like a chainsaw, you can cut down a tree, or you can take a chainsaw to the government and hurt millions of poor people, not just in this country, but across the globe. Emerging technologies like ActivityPub, which is a little bit older than the app protocol, are emerging technologies that aren't just alternatives, they're straight replacements. Imagine a world where your online persona and the data that comes with it isn't just some profit points for some giant corporation. A future that doesn't only mean a better social media and the internet overall, but I believe these technologies can change the world for the better in all sorts of ways many of us may not expect. This could be the beginning of bringing people together across the world in ways we never thought possible, giving more control to the people of this planet, and maybe even saving our race, the human race, from our uncertain future. So how could it save the world? Quite a bold statement if I don't say so myself.
Do you believe that, children? The nerve of old Zuckerberg. He thought he could stick his nose into anywhere. And he got away with it for a long, long time before anybody had the nerve to do anything about it. You see, back in those days, social media platforms would just give stocks and money and pay for campaign contributions, making politicians pretty much in their pocket. Sure, they would take them to court, but nothing ever would really come of it. You'd get some news coverage of people yelling at Mr. Zuckerberg as he looked like the alien robot that he is. But in the end, it would just go on as if nothing happened at all.
Of course, there is no one anything that can solve all our problems, but I think an open way of communication not owned by anybody and decentralized in a way to give a voice to everyone is a big step in the right direction. Consider not just the protocol itself, but the possibilities that it creates. Because this is a new way of thinking about social media, it doesn't matter if it's app protocol or ActivityPub other than the technology behind it. Maybe a new technology will come down the pipeline that's even better, but it's the ability for platforms, it doesn't matter what platform that you're on, it'll be able to communicate with each other. Like you can have Outlook Mail, Proton Mail, or Gmail, and they all can communicate, but it's like that, but way, way more. So if a platform is doing a bunch of immoral stuff and using your data all wrong and pisses you off in whatever way, or maybe they're even kicking you out for whatever reason, well, you just pick up your account and move it to the next platform that you can support, that does want you around, not losing your followers, your connections, or any of the other stuff that you've done throughout the years on social media. And because of these protocols, different platforms can communicate with each other. Hell, you could even set up your own server and run your own darn social media with Blackjack and...
Yeah, well, I'm gonna go build my own.
I mean, think about the possibilities. Imagine a non-profit or a co-op where all the users owned the social media together.
Platform that reinvested all profit back into the community, and the users owned and governed the platform. Imagine that platform being the size of TikTok. We took 10% of our top 4 competitors. That is $77 billion a year that we, the people, decide what to do with. What do you want to do with it?
And then once a quarter, 6 months, or a year, everybody voted on how to spend that money. You could take on corporate interests of all kind. You could set up app protocol Spotify competitor. If you set up a well-made Spotify competitor that already had the user base of app protocol or ActivityPub or something else, you could bring Spotify to its knees and make sure that they pay their artists fairly, or nobody would ever go back. And maybe nobody would ever go back anyways if you made the service well enough. I think Spotify would come to the negotiation table if everybody stopped using their platform. You could even take on the healthcare industry, or really any industry. If you got enough people with enough money, you could back politicians that stand up for regular people rather than just corporate donors, because we would be their donors. It doesn't even really need to be an open platform, but I think it would be better if it was. It could really bring the power back to the people, and that's what I mean when I think that it's possible that we could run social media in a way that could actually change the world. Everybody knows they don't play fair. Everybody knows what they're doing with our data. These social media platforms can switch at a whim, and they just have too much centralized control. Technology of all kinds, especially social media, is a powerful tool that can be used for good or bad, and right now we need some good in the world, and right now we happen to be at a time where people are very unhappy with the current way social media is going. So as a non-expert, this is how it works. You know how you create an account on Facebook, Google, or any other platform? You go there, you start an account, you start following and doing the things that you want to do. You, in Google or even Facebook's case, you go in and log into other sites that use those credentials, making it easier to log into different websites and different things and whatever. As you spend time there, you follow more things and unlock more stuff with your account, and it grows and gets bigger, and all that stuff belongs on the server. It belongs to the account owners, which isn't you, it's the corporation. Kind of doing a deal with the devil, if you will. You're creating an account on their server, on their platform, using their network. So in the open protocol, it basically works the same way. You go to Blue Sky, you create an account. So Blue Sky has your account on their servers. However, it's on the app protocol. Promise is at some point you could take it off of that platform and just run it on your own platform, or move it to a different platform, and you wouldn't be losing all of your followers. You would still have all the accounts or any of the other platforms that are sort of like under it that you can also log into with those credentials. And because it's an open protocol, and it's even more true already on ActivityPub, but there's some argument to be had that app protocol is a better protocol and has a brighter future possibly, but I'm even on an app that allows me to log into both and communicate with both. So there is some crossover, and there's a lot of people working in a lot of different directions because it's opened and there's a bunch of different platforms involved. And there has been this recent surge into Blue Sky and Mastodon because people are fed up with Zuckerberg and Elon and all the other big players in the game. And when I set up Blue Sky, of course, I was sick of Twitter and I wanted to get off Facebook as much as possible. I still use those platforms for what they are. I think there's a threshold of power that it gives you to make it worth it, but I still try to stay off those platforms. I'm completely off Twitter, and I wanted to make sure that Blue Sky could replace it in a way that, you know, I was getting the full social media experience. I didn't want it to be too political. So when I first started, of course, I joined some starter packs, and you get the follows of people that you follow or whatever. And I made sure that I followed more than just politics, because I didn't just want to be bombarded with politics on my feed. Although I'm interested in it, I want to stay up to date and go and protest and do my part. It's been a while since I went to a new platform and got that full experience. All the way back from when I switched from MySpace to Facebook, which was like when I was a kid. And I'll tell you, it's there. So I followed people that talk about computers and dogs and cameras and politics, and now I'm getting the full experience, and it took a little while because the algorithms aren't as aggressive, they aren't as brainwashy, but over time I started getting that full experience, and I really Like, I still go on Facebook because people aren't joining Blue Sky fast enough, right? Like, I still don't have all my friends and family on the platform, but I do have new friends and new communities that I'm interacting with. And I think it's just, we gotta get to that point of no return, that threshold where people start joining. More people join, more people will join. It's a domino effect. And there's even YouTube and TikTok competitors. This place called Skylight is a TikTok competitor on the app protocol, and it's still in beta. It has some bugs. It doesn't work as well as TikTok yet, but it's less censored and it works fine. And they've been letting us do longer and longer videos. And sure, like, I'm into technology and I'm making this video right now. So, you know, if you're watching this video, you're probably more into it than the average person. But I think the privacy problems and a lot of the problems that we've talked about and we'll keep talking about is very well known. It's not just well known by us at this point, but it's also well known by everybody. Everybody knows what they're doing with our data. Everybody knows they don't play fair, and it doesn't matter what side of the political spectrum you're on. It doesn't matter what you believe in. Like, these social media platforms can switch at a whim, and they just have too much centralized control. And a lot of us are sick of it, and now there's some alternatives. So I think you should join if you haven't. And I think you should tell a friend to join too. So I want to address something real quick. I got a comment on a video that I was talking about similar things on, and it made me think that people might not understand where I'm coming from. Like, I just want you to know that I am completely aware that the biggest problem of today is inequality. I am very, very, very aware. I don't want to like share all of my current circumstances, but let's just say that I am not even maybe, you know, I'm like not even, I'm debatably middle class. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not homeless, and that's awesome, right? Inequality is very important, but also communication is very important. I want to stay in my lane and focus on what I think I'm good at focusing on, what I'm excited about, right? I might not even be good at it, but I'm excited about it. So it's worth it to me. I have the drive to put in time to research it, to make videos about it and whatnot. We need communication. We need free communication. And when all the rich people, all that are all like kind of on the same side, own all the platforms of communication, if that's social media or the media, this is where my mind's coming from. Like, I'm mentioning it right now, and I'll probably mention it again. And I made a whole video about Bernie Sanders, who I've been supporting since I knew who he was, which was well before 2015. I was like a child when I figured out who he was. I know the problems of today, but also technology is a problem of today because they're going to try to replace all the workers with robots. And technology is a powerful tool. As I've said a million times, and we'll say a million times again, technology is a powerful tool that can be used for good or evil, and I want it to be used for good.